Good day. Today, I will be presenting our study, Level of Satisfaction and Clinical Learning Environment Among Nursing Students. I am ERVY D, ADVINCULA, and together with my group mates SHAMELLE, ANACLETO, Rose Pearl ANTIVO, and MARGARETH CABILLO, and SOFIA CABRAL.
As for the research design, this study used a descriptive and quantitative approach to systematically investigate nursing student satisfaction with clinical setups in public and private hospitals. Quantitative research involves collecting numerical data to identify trends and test theories, while descriptive research summarizes behavior or patterns without altering variables. And the survey method was used, involving structured questionnaires to gather standardized data from a large number of nursing students.
For the instrument section, this study utilized a standardized questionnaire instrument adapted from the work of Darshan et al. The tool aimed to assess the nursing students' satisfaction with their clinical learning environment, covering 4 domains: the ward learning environment, nursing care on the ward, supervisory relationship, and the role of clinical teacher. The questionnaire was structured into 3 parts. The first section gathered the demographic data such as the sex and year level. The second section evaluated the satisfaction using 30 items per hospital type. The private and public related a 5-point Likert scale from strongly disagree to strongly agree. The third part assessed whether there was a significant differences in the satisfaction level between the public and private hospital exposure using independent t-tests. To ensure reliability, the instrument reported Cronbach's alpha of 0.94, indicating excellent internal consistency and suitability for evaluating satisfaction in clinical learning environment.
And for the study sample, the study included Level 3 and Level 4 BSN students in the second semester of the school year 2024-2025, each with at least 2 clinical exposures in both public and private hospitals. Using Slovin's formula at a 95% confidence level and 5% margin of error, 128 out of 188 Level 3 and 140 out of 212 Level 4 students, totaling of 268 participants, were selected through stratified random sampling to enhance sample representativeness. Participants were chosen by JOLATs with replacement to ensure random selection.
For the Table 5, the level of satisfaction in private hospitals, nursing student reported an overall high level of satisfaction in private hospital placement with a mean score of 4.41. The highest rated factor was the role of clinical teacher with a very high satisfaction rating of 4.54, highlighting the effectiveness of instructors in bridging theory and practice through structured and personalized mentorship. This was followed by high satisfaction in nursing care on the ward, supervisory relationship, and ward learning environment. Students appreciated the well-resourced, orderly settings and close supervision in private hospitals, which enhanced their confidence, technical skills, and learning experience. For the Table 6, the level of satisfaction in public hospitals, students expressed a high level of satisfaction in public hospital settings with an even slightly higher overall mean of 4.42. Again, the role of clinical teacher received the highest rating at 4.58, indicating that despite a more demanding and fast-paced environment, instructors remain approachable and effective. Students value the diversity and complexity of clinical cases in public hospitals, which strengthened their adaptability and critical thinking, while the ward learning environment scored the lowest among the domains. It still reflected a high level of satisfaction. Overall, the dynamic nature of public hospitals provided rich opportunities for experiential learning and skill development.
For the Table 7 and Table 8, let's look at the satisfaction levels of nursing students in different areas of clinical environment, comparing males and females. As you can see in the bar graph, both male and female students reported generally high satisfaction across all categories: ward learning environment, nursing care in the ward, supervisory relationship, role of clinical teacher, and even overall satisfaction. Although male students had slightly higher average scores in most areas, the difference is very small. To check if these differences were statistically significant, we used the Mann-Whitney U test. On the right shows the result. In every categories, the p-values are all above 0.05, which means the differences between male and female students are not statistically significant.
Table 9 presents the mean and standard deviation of satisfaction level among third-year and fourth-year nursing students assigned to private hospital. Measured across 5 clinical learning domains, both year level reported high to very high satisfaction across all areas. Notably, the role of clinical teacher received the highest rating with a mean of 4.53 for the third year and mean for 4.55 for the fourth year, indicating strong educator influences in clinical instruction. Other domains like nursing care on the ward and supervisory relationship also reflected high satisfaction with slightly higher score among fourth-year students, possibly due to greater clinical maturity. The ward learning environment, while slightly lower, still remained within the high satisfaction range. Table 10 shows the Mann-Whitney U-Test result revealing no statistically significant difference between third-year and fourth-year students across all domains. With p-value above 0.05, this suggests uniform clinical experience regardless of year level. This finding support Marilyn Ray's theory of bureaucratic caring with emphasis of compassion within structured system, aligned with the SERV-QUAL model indicating consistent service quality in terms of reliability, responsiveness, and empathy in private hospital settings.
And for the table 11, it shows that both male and female nursing students reported high to very high satisfaction in public hospital clinical settings. The role of clinical teacher had the highest score, emphasizing the impact of supportive, knowledgeable instructors, followed by nursing care on the ward, reflected strong hands-on involvement, while supervisory relationship highlighted the value of effective guidance. Ward learning environments scored slightly lower but remained positive. Overall satisfaction was high, indicating an inclusive, supportive environment. These results align with Ray's theory of bureaucratic caring, which highlights the integration of organizational structure and compassionate care, and the SERV-QUAL model, which emphasizes service quality through reliability, empathy, and assurance, both supporting positive and equitable clinical learning experiences. Next is Table 12. It presents the Mann-Whitney U-Test results, showing no statistically significant differences in satisfaction between male and female nursing students across all clinical learning domains, with the p-values of greater than 0.05. This indicates that both sexes experiences comparable satisfaction levels. This suggests that public hospital clinical education is gender equitable, supported by standardized mentorship and supervision practices. It reflects Ray's theory of bureaucratic caring, where structured systems integrate caring values, and the SERV-QUAL model, showing consistent service quality across all students' experiences.
Table 13 shows high to very high satisfaction among third and fourth year nursing students across 5 clinical learning domains. Fourth year students reported slightly higher satisfaction, especially in the ward learning environment and overall satisfaction. The role of the clinical teacher scored highest for both groups, highlighting the importance of competent and supportive instructors. This aligns with SERV-QUAL's assurance and empathy dimensions. Consistent satisfaction across both year levels suggests effective institutional systems and equitable clinical experiences, supporting the bureaucratic perspective on structured learning environments. Table 14 shows that there were no statistically significant differences in satisfaction levels between third and fourth year nursing students across all clinical learning domains in public hospitals. Although fourth-year students had slightly higher mean, the differences were not meaningful. These results suggest that both year levels perceive the clinical environment similarly. This aligns with findings from private hospitals from Table 10, supporting the idea that both settings provide equitable and standardized learning experiences. The results reflect Ray's theory of bureaucratic caring, emphasizing how structured systems promote fairness and equity. They also support the SERV-QUAL model, showing reliability and assurance in clinical instruction and supervision.
For the conclusion, the study explored the level of satisfaction among Level 3 and Level 4 nursing students in Bacolod City with their clinical experiences in both public and private hospitals. Most participants were female, reflecting global nursing trends, and both year levels were well represented. Overall, students reported high to very high satisfaction across 4 domains, which is ward learning environment, nursing care on the ward, supervisory relationship, and the role of the clinical teacher. The role of the clinical teacher stood out as a top factor, highlighting the value of strong mentorship and clear guidance during clinical placements. No significant difference in satisfactions were found based on sex, year level, or hospital type, suggesting that with proper support, both public and private hospitals can offer equally effective learning experiences. These findings support Marilyn Ray's Burkhardt caring theory and a circle model showing that caring relationships and quality instruction drive satisfaction more than setting itself.
In light of our findings, we have identified several key recommendations aimed at improving the clinical learning environment in nursing education. For institutional administrators, strengthen partnerships with hospitals, monitor clinical sites regularly, and support faculty development to improve clinical teaching and supervision. For faculty, align placements with student competencies, use reflective learning strategies, and ensure fair teaching loads to enhance the learning experience. For clinical preceptors, create supportive environments, give timely feedback, and work closely with faculty to guide students effectively. For parents and guardians, offer emotional support and encouragement to help students stay motivated and resilient. For nursing students, stay engaged, practice self-directed learning, seek feedback, and maintain professionalism to build competence and confidence. Lastly, for future researchers, explore clinical learning further, include diverse perspectives, and conduct a broader studies to inform nursing education policy.